Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Raise Hail Zell back again with another video for y'all, man. Shout out to my Commanders family, man. It's Victory Monday. We just got another dub. And I just wanted to go over a few things for y'all today, man. I wanted to go over the victory, what I thought, some of the good, some of the bad that was going on in the game, and also some of the trade rumors that's been going around. And I just wanted to put my little 2 cents in there for y'all. So, first off, the game from yesterday. It was a hard-fought game. We all know when the division battle games are a little bit different, regardless of record. They're gonna be hard-fought. I mean, we beat the Eagles a few years when we was a pretty bad team, and I think it was last year or a couple years ago, we went down to the wire with them, and I think they was like undefeated. So it is what it is. It happens. These are divisional games. We went into the game like we expected to dominate them, and at halftime, we were dominating. It was like 21-7. We had the only turnover of the game. And, it was looking like it was getting ready to be a blowout. But the Giants, they stayed in it. They kept fighting to the end. I wish we would have got that touchdown at the end of the game, but we ended up kneeling it. That would have made the score look a lot different. It would have been like 34-22, which is different than 27-22. So, but that goes to show what this coaching staff is on, man. They just on dubs right now. Don't matter how you get them. This is a winning organization. Is what it's looking like right now. So, you gotta appreciate them. We got the dub. Looked like Jaden Daniels didn't have to break a sweat to me, like all day. He didn't record any sacks. Shout out to the O-line, man. We didn't give up any sacks today. Against, some would say, the best defensive line in the league. I mean, Dexter Lawrence, I don't know if he recorded a tackle today. I mean, he probably did, but no. He had one solo tackle. And I think 6 total. So he was doing his thing. Dexter Lawrence always going to do his thing, but he didn't get any sacks. And he's on the season. He's leading the league in sacks, so that's good. That's good to see. But yeah, first off, I wanted to go over the defense, man, because early on the Giants made it their mission to run the ball, and they made that very clear. The first drive, it was a 3-and-out, I think, but then the next 2 to 3 drives, they was just running, using the clock. Like, that was their game plan. They're gonna run the ball down our throats. They're gonna control the time of possession, and they was doing that. And that was taking time away from our offense. I mean, when we was getting the ball, we was moving it with ease, but they made it imperative to run the ball. And I think that's something going forward that a lot of teams are going to start to do, because they realize that's our weakness, because we can't load the box. If we load the box, we don't have the personnel on the secondary to play one-on-one with these wide receivers in this league. Just for instance, like, I don't see us loading the box against the Steelers. I mean, we may, but I mean, we got George Pickens over there. All Russell Wilson got to do is throw it up to George Pickens. George Pickens, yeah, man, out the sky. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they're confident in the secondary to play one-on-one with these receivers. So I don't think they're going to load the box. We have to do a better job of stopping the run game with what we got in there. May that be 6-7 guys in the box. We got to do a better job of doing it, and that's that. So, and I think we can at least slow them down. Like I said, we don't have the personnel just yet on the edges or on the cornerbacks and the secondary yet. It's really just the cornerbacks and the edges that we need to get better with. But right now we're getting the most out of the guys that we have, and until we, get different personnel in, it's not gonna be any change. It is what it is right now. So we kind of just got to manage that. But outside of the run game, I think we kind of did a little bit. It was some other things, like some of the passes that Daniel Jones didn't have a bad day. He had a pretty solid day. Let's go over the stats real quick. Like, his passer rating. His rating was 119.7. He was 20 for 26, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. especially for Daniel Jones. I mean, I don't know why, but he always plays good against us. He just feels confident. You know, he's used to beating us, so he's just going to go out every game now and just be confident. But I think early on when they started to run the ball, and then later on when they started to pass it, that's when they got us. That's the whole thing. When you can establish the run early, it opens up the passing game. But it just so happens that our offense is really good that we was able to still get this win because they couldn't stop us on offense. JD5 made it happen when we needed it the most. Our offense made it happen when we needed it the most, and that's the difference from years past. That's the difference from a lot of these teams is that we have a quarterback who can make the plays when we need it the most and make the throws when we need it the most. But years past, this probably would have been a loss. This probably would have been a collapse. Even though he was up 21-7, this probably would have been a collapse late in the game. But we pulled it out. But yeah, man, this defense is going to need some help, man. We're going to get into some of the trade deadlines a little later in the video. But yeah, I just wanted to go over the running game. That was the biggest takeaway I can say from our defense that we're going to have to work on, especially for the rest of the season. Because I can see the teams, and we've been struggling a lot with the run the whole season, but I can see teams are going to really start making it their duty to run the ball against us, consistently run the ball. And then we have to consistently stop it without loading the box because we're going to get our corners taken advantage of. So we're going to see how it unfolds. I think Joe Witt and Dan Quinn will figure something out with what we got. But yeah, some of the positive things with our defense though is that we did get a turnover. I think it was Dante Fowler forced the fumble. That was really good. Some other guys was flying around out there. I like what I saw from Sanders still. Mikey Sanders still. St. Juice, man. He got a and it's not I can see obviously he's trying. Obviously, you know, it's just he can tackle. I would say that he can tackle, but when it comes to guarding these top tier wide receivers, I don't want him out there, man. I really don't. But let's stay on the good though. Mikey Sanders still he looked like he was flying around out there. Jeremy Chin, I think he deserved the game ball if he didn't get it. He's literally started catching fire these last couple of weeks. He's looking like we're going to bring him back. Hopefully, if he can continue the trajectory that he's on, I hope he can, and I hope he can continue this because I would like to bring him back if he's gonna play like this for the rest of his career. So shout out to Jeremy Chin. But yeah, man. The defense held their own. They are what they are. You know what I'm saying? We don't. Well, I'm not expecting much from the defense. The defense is what we have. We knew going into the season we had holes to fill in the defense, and they've been overachieving. So we can't get mad when they have, you know, mishaps or bad games because the defense is what it is. So it's going to be expected. Offense though, gonna do what they do. Jaden Daniels back there slinging that thing. It just looks like it looked like he can't mess up, man. I saw another stat today. We only have 3 turnovers through the first 8 games of the season or something like that. And that hasn't happened since 1930. I want to really find that stat for y'all, man, because that's crazy. That is a crazy stat. Because that's a crazy stat. What was it? It says the Commanders' 3 turnovers are the fewest by a team through 9 games since 1933, which is the first year turnovers were tracked. Like, this is a dream, bro. I can't even begin to understand what type of team this is. Like, I haven't not used to this. I don't understand like this coming from the Redskins, the Commanders, whatever you want to call them. Like, this is different, bro. But yeah, shout out to them, bro. Shout out to the offense. I feel like any day of the week, any team who play, I feel like offensively we're gonna get ours. Like, we're gonna score points. We're we're going to get ours. It's just a matter of if our defense can do just enough on their end to keep our offense in the game. But I think JD5, you could put him in any situation. He's going to be really calm, composed, and make the right reads. Our run game is up there with the best of them. Hopefully we get B-Rob back against Pittsburgh. If we do, I think we should win. We should come out of the win now. And Pittsburgh, that's going to be a tough matchup, man. That's going to be a tough matchup. They 6-2. So we're going to really have to bring our A game with that, man. And I know them fans over there are going to bring their terrible towels to our stadium. But I think that's another win that I'm expecting us to win. Based off what I've seen this season, I'm expecting a win against the Steelers. And that's crazy because I don't think in my lifetime, how many times we've played the Steelers, I would ever expect to beat them. Ever. But based off what I've seen this season, I see no reason why we shouldn't beat them. So, but again, back to the game against the Giants. Our offense, they played really good. The only thing I wish was different is when we came out of the halftime, I wish we would have came away with a touchdown instead of a punt. We only punted twice, but they also only punted twice. So I wish we would have came out of halftime with a touchdown. That would have put the score at 28-27. Now it's a different feel of the game. It's a whole different feel of the game. The Giants feel like we're down 3 touchdowns. They got to start, you know what I'm saying? They got to make something happen. Possibly mistakes got to happen instead of they're down 2 touchdowns and they can just get it. Now they're thinking, okay, let's just get a good drive out. So that is where I think we came out a little flat after halftime. I wish we would have got 7 points, but it is what it is. We got the dub. Shout out to Chris Rodriguez for the great game he had. 4th string. It kind of feels like it doesn't matter who we bring in at running back. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Chris Rodriguez. He played a really good game. 11 carries, 52 yards, average 4.7 yards a carry. I'm not trying to take away anything against him, but I think it's a coaching thing. It's a coaching thing. It's a culture thing. Whoever we put back there, I feel like we're putting the running back at we're putting them in a good situation, man. And like I said, that goes to coaching. We could put any running back there almost, and they're going to thrive in our system. And that's good to see. But shout out to Chris, our 4th string running back, coming in with 52 yards, and he's having, timely runs, great gains when we need it. So shout out to him. Of course, Jaden Daniels made some great throws. He had that one throw against Noah Brown over the defender as his back was turned on the money. Noah Brown goes up and catches it. And it's like that type of stuff you just can't teach. You can't teach that. I feel like a lot of quarterbacks wouldn't have threw that. Just wouldn't. They would have just looked at it, oh, it's the guy there, it's covered. But JD, the awareness of JD5 just looking like, okay, his back is turned. He can't really make a play on the ball. You got to trust your receiver to go up at the right time to go make that play so the defender can't put his hand up too early and knock the ball away or block the ball from getting through. He's just a rookie. So I'm excited for the years to come. It's going to be crazy to see. It's going to be crazy to see. Terry McLaurin only had 2 catches, but they was touchdowns. They were touchdowns, man. It looked good to see him matching up against Deontay Johnson, but talking his talk. I know, like I said, the Giants have had our numbers in years past, but it felt good to go out there and sweep them on the season and get this dub, man. Yeah, man. It's looking like a trend. Thibodeau, he said what he said a few months ago, and we ended up sweeping him this season. It's looking like a trend, man. Just don't speak on our name. Don't say nothing about us if you're going to match up against us this season, because it's going to come back to bite you in the butt. That's what it's looking like. Just keep your mouth shut. Only speak good things. Maybe you could come out with a dub against us, because when you start talking, that's when stuff started looking bad, man. It looked like we hear everything and we respond. So shout out to the team. It was a good win. Like I said, I wish we would have won by more, but it's the divisional game. You got to take your wins how you get them. I also wanted to go over some of the trade rumors that's been going around. I'm only just gonna talk about the cornerbacks because that's what we need the most right now. I might do something for defensive ends maybe tomorrow morning before the trade deadline closes at 4, but we're gonna see. But some of the cornerbacks that's been mentioned with the Commanders, and possibly the Commanders looking and calling about these players. Obviously, it's Marshon Lattimore. He's one of the two that I think we should go after the hardest, and I think we probably will. I have about 5 right now that I think we could possibly go after. Right now, it's Marshon Lattimore. I think that's the number one on our minds, and I think it might be one of the more realistic ones. I mean, granted, Marshon Lattimore, he's getting up there in age. He's 28. Well, he's not old or anything, but he is 28. Former first round draft pick out of Ohio State. His season stats, he has 22 solo tackles, 30 total. And that's about it. He got 2 pass deflections, but he's a lockdown corner. He's not going to get that many targets per game. Teams are going to limit how many times they throw over there. They don't want to give him too many opportunities to make a play on the ball. But if we can get him in there, he drastically changes our pass defense. Drastically. Yeah, I think he would drastically change our pass defense. And I think if we did bring him in, it'll be St-Juste. We'll still have St-Juste over there. But I don't know, man. I don't like St-Juste. Some games he's all right. Some games he's not. But when we start playing them high caliber wide receivers, I just don't want him over. I honestly feel more confident with Mikey Sainristil or Noah I over there, man. So Marshon Lattimore, that's the number one cornerback I think we need to focus on getting. Next is Jonathan Jones. Now he's 31. So I think this is the most realistic one. Marshon Lattimore is realistic as well. But depending on what the Saints are asking for him. If it's anything above a 3, I say no. I really don't want to give up a 3. I really want to give up a 4 for maybe another pick. I really want to hold on to our 3rd. But we're going to see what Adam Peters and the boys want to do with that. I trust whatever decision they make. But Jonathan Jones probably is the most realistic because you probably don't have to give up too much for them. He's already 31. He's a leader in the locker room. He's a plug and play. Bring him in. He's instantly better than any of our cornerbacks that we have. He has 23 solo tackles, 31 total in the year. He has a forced fumble in the season, 4 pass deflections for New England. So I think he could come in and really play really well with us. Really play really well. Like I said, he's going to be better. A lot of these cornerbacks that's open, if we can get to them that we want to get, are going to come in and be the better cornerback that we have on the roster. We don't have any top tier cornerbacks on our roster. So a lot of I can't see us leaving the trade deadline without somebody based off those facts. But I think the 2 most realistic ones are Marshon Lattimore and Jonathan Jones. We also got J.C. Horn and Denzel Ward. Now, these 2, they're not really realistic in my mind, but I think they are still on the table possibly. Depending on what the Panthers are going to want to do with their season and depending on what the Browns want to do with their season, they're still on the table, I think. J.C. Horn, he's played 9 games this season. He does have a slight injury history. He only played 6 games last year and 3 games in 2021. So that's something to think about. And he has an interception on the year and 27 solo tackles, 36 total. So, but he has 9 pass deflections. That's good. That's what we need, man. We need pass breakups. We need corners getting in there, knocking the ball out. Too many times I see, what's his name? St-Juste back there He there, but he's not there in time. He's not quick enough on his feet, man. That's what we need, somebody a little bit quicker on their feet to break these passes up. So if we can get J.C. Horn, obviously we gonna get him as long as you're gonna give up too much. But I don't see it happening. They've probably called, Adam Peters probably called every team at this point, but they probably called to talk about him, talk about trading for him. But I don't see the Panthers giving up him. I also don't see the Browns giving up Denzel Ward, former first round pick as well, out of Ohio State. He's 27. J.C. Horn, man, he's 24, so he got some years on it. But Denzel Ward, 27, he's obviously one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But I don't see, I don't see the Browns parting ways for him. If they do, I see them asking for too much, and I'm not really willing to give up too much draft picks in our first year. But like I said, whatever the decision Adam Peters makes, I'm all for it. Denzel, 15 pass breakups. That's the type of corner we need, man. We need that. 15 pass breakups in 9 games. In 9 games, bro. Last year he had 11 through 13. Like, we need these are the type of players we need on our team to take our team to the next level. This is what we need to take our team to the next level, bro. I'm just looking up at Benjamin St-Juste, who is our number 1 cornerback right now. And what he has 7 pass deflections on the season, which isn't too bad. He had 17 last year, but too many times I see him giving up too much yards, not staying with quicker wide receivers, and I'm tired of looking at that, man. I know as a fan base we all tired of looking at that. But J.C. Horn, Denzel Ward, get them if they're available for the right price, but I don't see us getting them. Another sleeper cornerback that I can see us possibly looking at is Marco Wilson. Now, he was brought in off waivers in the offseason by the Patriots, so we might be able to trade for him for something real low. But I think if we bring him in, he hasn't played that much this season. He's played in 18 games, but I don't think he's played that many snaps as the 4th cornerback on the roster. But I was looking at some of his highlights, and he looks like, if we brought him in, he looked like he might be better than anybody on our team as well. At cornerback wise, probably not Mikey Sanders or Noah I, but I think he might be able to do a better job than St-Juste in my mind, honestly. So, and he's quick. He's quick on his feet, and he's real athletic. So, I just can't see in my mind us not bringing in somebody at defensive back, somebody for cornerback. I just can't see it, man. We got to do something, because what we have now is, it could be the difference of us making a run in the playoffs. Like, that can be the biggest difference for us. So hopefully we do something. Marco Wilson is also 25 years old, so he's relatively young. We could probably bring him in really cheap. Probably don't even have to give up that much, but I don't know if I want to give out a draft pick. It'll be a stretch for Marcel Wilkins to give out a draft pick, but I mean, like I said, man, something got to get done. Something got to get done. I mean, hopefully with our coaching staff, we could probably build him into a better player than he already is. So we're gonna see, man. We are definitely going to see. Like I said, I think we make some type of deal before 4:00 tomorrow. I think it's going to be a cornerback. If not a cornerback, maybe a defensive edge rusher. But I think it's going to be something. If I'm wrong, it is what it is. I still trust in what our team is doing and our decision makers are doing. But I think we need a cornerback, just like most of our fan base thinks as well. Wide receiver wise, maybe Cooper Kupp. But I don't see a lot of wide receivers on the table that's gonna come in and be much better than what we got right now. I think we're gonna wait for the offseason on that. I really want T. Higgins, but I think we're waiting on the offseason for that one. I think the Bengals are gonna try to keep him for the season to see how the season turns out, because I think they still have a shot at the playoffs. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see about that. But that's it for this video, man. I just wanted to put my 2 cents on how we played Sunday and everything that's going on with this trade stuff. So if you like the video, man, please like, subscribe, and comment. I want to hear what y'all got to say, man. I want to hear y'all 2 cents. Let me know if y'all like the videos. Like I said, I plan to continue to push these videos out. This is something that I love to do, and it's my team, man, and we finally good. We finally good. It's great to say. But yeah, shout out to y'all. HTTR, HTTC, and I'll see y'all soon, man. Peace out.